We have now done 11 rounds of the normal World Rally Championship, and these are the constructors, as I highly doubt Citroen is going to score any points at this stage. So I think my best option now is just to move on. So let's head on to Corsica for round 12.
They say on the tour of Corsica that the only straight bit of tarmac on the island is the runway at Ajaccio Airport. You can certainly believe it if you drive on the winding roads banked by perilous sheer drops that cross this Mediterranean island. On paper, it's quite a short event and held entirely on tarmac, but the road surface is coarse and bumpy, and don't forget those mountain drops. Words like unforgiving are often applied to Corsica, with good reason.
So this is now our second consecutive tarmac rally, and also we are once again in the mountains, as our first stage is 5.9 kilometers, and we start just quarter past midday. The PlayStation 2 Rallye de France Tour de Corse, and setup is fine, so let's get going. Let's get through Rallye Corsica. And then, after this, I can then figure out what to do with the other two rallies left over in the championship. Because I can. Getting a little tired at the moment. Anyway, after this we will have just 2 rounds to go, as we have got Australia next, and then we've got Britain.
3, 2, 1, go!
And this time I actually time my launch almost to perfection. In other words, I actually get the launch right for once, which surprises me. But either way, I think we're doing okay.
Over crest. Into long right 4. Over crest. Into left 2. And
So,
right 3. 50, right 2.
And 1.9 seconds to open up
50, right 4.
Rallye Corsica.
50, right 3.
Most of these roads are basically dry and smooth tarmac. I don't think we're going to have any problems with the weather here from what I know. I think we should be fine, and as I say that, I go straight into a tree. Fortunately, however, I do not damage the car, and now I have dropped a few seconds. Oh well. I'm pretty sure I can make that up again, from what I know. There have been some close rallies up to this point, but most of them I've more or less been holding my head. And 2.8 seconds is now the gap to Tommy. And my teammate Kenneth Eriksson is now inside the top 3, if you can believe it. Because God knows for sure I certainly cannot at this stage. But either way, my teammate's actually doing pretty well. I can certainly say the last 2 rallies have definitely provided me with some longer rallies up to this point.
Over crest. Into long left 4. Into right 4.
So we continue to press forwards. And 3.8 seconds in the end, the gap to Tommy. And hey, my teammate Kenneth Eriksson finished inside the top 3 as well. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So that's now stage 1 in the books. And let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did New Zealand to start with. You know what? Yeah, I will save the replay to start with here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, so that is me saving the replay. Because why not? So, 3.81 seconds was the gap to Tommy in the end, and there's your top 6 after stage 1. There is P7 to P12, P13 to P18, and as ever we have the bottom 3, rounded off by Filip Bugalski so far, and Pater Solberg is towards the bottom in the Subaru. Oh well, sucks to suck I guess. So 3.81 seconds is the gap to Tommy so far, and these are the other intervals because I like showing those. Okay, moving on. And this one is much longer. Okay, well, just a bit longer. But, you know what? I can handle it. I do have enough energy in me to get through this rally, and then I'll probably leave the other 2 rallies either till tomorrow or for another day. Because I figured I really wanted to get this done. So, yeah. Anyway. 1 stage down, and 4 stages to go. These loading times do take a while. But they get there eventually. Okay.
3, 2,
So here we are.
1, go! Hand it right.
Let's see how we do.
And right 5.
Okay.
Long hand in left.
Right. Okay.
50, right 4.
We're doing okay for now. As I am managing to stay up
3, 50, right 2.
on these roads.
Into
Okay,
left
not too
3,
bad.
Into left 3. And right 3, over crest.
Okay.
50, right 4.
Doing alright so far.
Into left 2.
Okay.
Into left 3.
And
100, long right 4.
2.28 seconds over Tommy in sector 1.
50, left 4. 50, right 3. Into very long
And
left 4.
so far, so good. Because that is what I like to
right
do.
4. 50, left 4. Into long hairpin right. 50,
Right,
left 3.
and now 3 seconds is more or less the gap virtually, as I step on the brakes to not go off the edge of the mountain. Of course, I know how
Right 2.
unforgiving these mountain roads can be if you do go
Right
off.
3, tighten.
You really have got to be careful here,
2, hairpin right.
because if you go off on these mountains, then well, there's basically no saving you.
50, left 4. Into hairpin right.
But altogether, I'm holding up pretty well on these mountain roads so far. And as a result, I wind up losing 8 seconds in the process. But now we're heading downhill again. So we'll just have to wait and see how everything else plays out. Whether it turns to silver or if it turns to gold. But we'll wait and see. Okay. And now as a result I suddenly managed to get the leg up again, which is nice. Okay.
50, left 3. Into right 4.
That's okay.
And left 4.
And I'm off in the sand. And across the line we go. And I cut the gap down to just 8/10 after stage 2. Getting that out the way as quickly as possible. And that's now 2 stages done. So let's now move on to stage 3. So Kenneth Eriksson, he's inside the top 6 at the moment. So those are your results from stage 2 regarding the top 6. And then there's everyone else with all 4 Peugeots inside the top 12. Toshihiro Arai leads the pack from 13th down to 18th. And as ever, like I always say, the bottom 3 rounded off by Marco Martin and Petter Solberg in that stage. So 0.8 of a second is now the gap after 2 stages. Bernsey is 3rd, Carlos 4th, Ericsson 5th, and Colin is currently in 6th. So I'm slowly closing in on Tommy, but as ever, I don't want to get my hopes up too soon. So there's P13 to P18 with both Skodas in 17th and 18th, and Petter Solberg is still at the bottom. Okay, on now to stage 3, and oh boy, it's going to be wet. I don't like the way this is going to go, but we'll wait and see how we do. We're on tarmac, so I think it shouldn't be too bad, but hopefully we should be able to get through this with no real issues. And as ever, the loading times take a while, but again, I'm more or less prepared for that. Just having another sip of water because I have to stay hydrated to keep the commentary flowing. And so, here we are for stage 3.
1, go! 50, right 2. 50, left 3, tighten. Into long left 5.
So, let's see how we go.
Into right 2, over crest.
Okay. Doing alright so far.
Right 4. 50, left 2. Into right 5.
And
Over crest.
here we go.
50,
And
long
already
left
I am in
4.
trouble. But I do manage to save myself in the process.
Into long
Fortunately.
right 3. 50, left 3, over crest. Into right 3, over crest. 50.
And gap is 2.4 seconds now to Tommy, so this is going to be a close one, and I wind up going wide. Still, the game acted rather strange there through that corner. I really couldn't tell you what was going on there. I'm going to assume that must be the internal weather effects or something, but I really don't know if that is or isn't the case. I guess we'll just have to wait and see to be sure, and the game is throwing a little glitch at me. I'm going to assume that must be because of the weather that's causing these temporary drop-offs. I don't know why that's happening, but either way, it doesn't seem to be interfering with my gameplay too much, so you know what? I can live with it. I don't know why these slow motion blurs seem to be happening at the moment. It could just be because of the weather. I did not mean to shift down to neutral. I think the effect might have gone now. I don't know what it was, but something was definitely affecting the speed of the game in which it was running in those brief few corners. But in all honesty, I think we're doing okay altogether. And I managed to gain just a little bit of time there, but probably not enough to catch up to Tommy, from what I can see so far. I'm really going to have to make sure I stay on the road here. But so far, so good. Really having to be just a little bit more erratic with those gear shifts, because I kind of have to be, and at the moment the tarmac of this stage is not serving me very well. Well, if this is going to be where my win streak ends, then so be it. This has just not been my stage, in all honesty, in terms of my overall pace. It's just really not been my stage. There's probably only one sector where I actually gain time, so I don't really know what to do now. Oh well, P3. It's better than nothing. Anyway, so that's 3 stages down now. I definitely felt slow in that stage for whatever reason. I don't know what it was that was causing those slow motion effects, but they might have had something to do with it. But either way, I still managed to set in okay time altogether. I think it's fair to say the Mitsubishi is definitely faster than me when it comes to tarmac in the wet. It could also be because the road was wet, which is why I was at the disadvantage. But whatever. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. It doesn't surprise me either way. Okay, so 11.4 seconds is the gap to Tommy, so okay, our next stage is a dry stage, so I might be able to make up for lost time if I'm lucky. But we'll wait and see. Yeah, something was definitely off with my setup in that previous stage. I couldn't tell you what it was, but something definitely put me off. But either way, it doesn't really matter because, well... I did have a good streak up to this point, but it looks like it might end at 12 if I don't manage to get at least, well, I would say 5, maybe 6 seconds up on Tommy altogether. I think this might be the rally where my win streak finally does end, if that does become the case.
Go. 150,
I don't know why I keep shifting straight up into second gear. It's almost like I'm contradicting wheel spin when it's not going to be there.
50, left 5.
I really don't know why that keeps happening to be the case, but...
Over crest.
well,
Into right 3. Into left 3.
in all honesty,
Right 5. 50, left
I'd say
3,
at this
over crest.
stage, I just really need to get the hammer down in order to catch back up. Although I don't think that's really going to be the case, because I'm just losing and losing time to Tommy at the moment.
50 over crest into right 5.
It's just not proving to be my rally here
50 left 4 over
in
crest.
Corsica. I think Tommy has very much got me nailed to the wall here.
Into very long hairpin left.
Because of where he stands with his overall pace.
Right 4 tighten.
I think it's fair to say the Mitsubishi is definitely faster here.
Right 2 over crest. 50
It just
left
has
5.
not been my stage up to this point,
Right 4 over crest.
and it's hard to say if whether or not it will actually be my stage
50 hairpin
unless Tommy drops a chunk of pace.
long left 3 over crest.
I think this is going to be where my win streak... Okay, my win streak will definitely end here.
Right 3 into hairpin left.
It could also be because I'm technically tired.
Long right 4.
But either way, the Mitsubishi has basically been faster than me for pretty much this entire rally anyway, so
Left 3 over
if I have to go down, I much rather prefer to go down fair and square,
left 4 over crest. Into long
which
right
is
4.
looking more and more like what it's going to be. And also because, well,
Into
up to this point,
50 right 4.
I'm pretty tired now.
200
I honestly did not get very much sleep the night before recording this,
hairpin left. 50
and
into left
in all honesty, I've just not really been on the pace here in Corsica. My pace has just been off,
5 into long
and I am prepared to accept that. I don't really care if I win or lose.
5 into
Tommy has basically been a step ahead of me the entire time anyway, so I don't think it really matters if I win or lose the stage. Point is, I'm trying my best, and up to this stage, I'd much rather go down fighting, and that has ended my run completely. Honestly, those pace notes were just so confusing. I thought for sure that I did get it right, but then right at the depth of it, I wound up just going off. But somehow, I wound up winning the stage in the end. I still don't think I'm going to win the rally though. I think I'm too far back. But, altogether, If I have to go down, I'd much rather go down fighting. If I have to concede a defeat, I prefer to concede it fair and square. That's just the way it is. Okay, so a 3/10 margin of victory in the end over Tommy. Richard Burns came home third, Didier Auriol 4th, followed by Kenneth Eriksson 5th and Marcus Gronholm in 6th. Then we have P7 to P12 with Carlos being best of the rest. Then we got P13 to P18, and as ever we have the bottom 3. Yeah, I don't think I'm winning this rally anymore. But you know what? I knew my win streak had to end sooner or later. I didn't think I was going to be perfect. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm honestly just exhausted at this point, and I feel like I'd just much rather go down fighting rather than just failing to accept when I've been defeated fair and square. I knew this wasn't going to be a perfect run. I knew right from the beginning that scoring 11 out of 11 wins was not going to get me all the way. And our last stage is a night stage, so looks like this is going to be where my win streak ends. Unless I can somehow put together a miraculous charge in the final stage that, in all honesty, I'm not really too fussed about. As I said before, if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. I just choose to accept the results as they come and hope that at the end of the day I can still come out of it a champion. That's all I care about.
50, long right 3. Into long left 4.
And that's all.
Right 3. Into left 3. And very long right 4. 50, right 2.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But it looks like this is going to be where I do concede a defeat. Tommy has pretty much been faster than me the whole way. It's obvious to say that Mitsubishi is no doubt really good on tarmac, and it's fair to say that it's very much living up to its image. And you know what? I'm prepared to accept when I've been defeated fair and square. So, although I'll end off this rally with a loss, I don't think it really matters because it's fair to say that, well, I knew someone was going to defeat me eventually. It was not possible for me to score wins across the board. I knew that wasn't going to be completely possible.
50, right 3. Into long left 4, tighten.
Although it might still be possible.
50, long right 4.
But I'm not counting on it.
Into long left 4. And right 2. Into left 3. 50, right 4.
Unless something convincing does manage to come to me.
Into right 3.
But I am trying. What's it going to be in the end? Not enough. Well, as I said before, if I have to concede a defeat, I'd rather concede a defeat fighting for it, and that's pretty much what happened. So you know what? Wait, did I actually win the rally? I don't think I did, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Guess we'll just have to wait and see to be sure. I don't think I won the rally, but we'll have to wait and see. Well, I always knew that sooner or later I was going to have to concede a defeat. And you know what? I'm okay with it. So, saving over my previous profile from Kenya, what is the result going to be? Okay, so I did win the stage in the end, but what about the rally overall? Yeah, I thought I was going to be P2. You know what? I'm fine with that. If I have to go down with a defeat, I'd rather go down fighting than I would sabotaging my own result. It was only a matter of time before someone bested me, and in all honesty, Tommy clearly had the better car all around. So that is my first defeat of the season. Richard Burns 3rd, Kenneth Eriksson 4th, Carlos Sainz in 5th, and Didier Auriol in P6. Then Marcus Gronholm was best of the rest, a clear best of the rest I might add, over Colin, Freddie, Harry, Francois and Toshihiro. And then we got these guys, and as ever we have the bottom three rounded off by Petter Solberg. So in the manufacturers, Hyundai now has a 70-point lead over... Well, I now have a 70-point lead over Carlos. Tommy, with that win, now moves up into a clear P3 and is now battling for P2. Richard Burns holds on to P4 ahead of Colin, and Didier is still P6. Marcus P7, Kenneth Eriksson now tied for 8th with Freddie. Francois is still P10, and no other drivers have scored points as of yet. So, everything seems to be going well at the moment, from what I can see. So Hyundai now has a 52-point lead over Ford, Mitsubishi 3rd, Subaru 4th, Peugeot in 5th, and Skoda still holds on to 6th, with Citroën still on nil points. So, we have just 2 rounds to go, and next time we will be heading to Australia, coming in the next episode.